let's talk about boot camp. How did boot camp go for you? Was it?
I had a tough time, man. I had a tough time there. Boot camp was 2 weeks in duration. Now I was a week late because I was on another gig, and so oh god, they give me such a hard time. They did. So basically, I get to the studio, you know, where all the guys' gear, where everyone's gear is stored. And I'm a week late. They're already hard in. They're getting really work done in boot camp down in these army barracks. I think it was in East Grinstead or something like that. And there's an actual working barracks. Now I show up at the studio and they go, "Great, there's a car outside. Take your clothes off. Put your regulation stuff on. Leave your clothes here." We couldn't take anything. No phones, no books, nothing. So I got changed in all my kit that they'd assigned me. Left all my civvy clothes, everything modern, left it at the studio. They bundled me into a back of a Mercedes and said, "Right, your driver's going to take you, drive for an hour or so, whatever it was, to get to the barracks." So I'm thinking, great. I look the part, I'm in my uniform, I feel smart, I'm off on a great gig. Now, I pull up at this barracks, and there's Freddie Joe Farnsworth. He stood at the gates, and he comes tearing over to this Mercedes. He rips the back door open. And he's like, "Get the hell out of the car!" And I'm thinking, "Oh man, what have I let myself in for?" Now, all the guys are like, you know, they're up at 5, do whatever they're running every morning. They're really working hard, doing PLFs, parachute landing formations, everything. And I just show up off, you know, come out of the feet like a fop, you know. I was wet behind the ears. So he screams at me to get me out of this car. He's tearing him, screaming. He's giving me the full hairdryer treatment. And I'm thinking, man, I'm an actor. What is this guy real? And he's tearing at me. And then so it makes me get my stuff from the trunk. And then he just frog marched me all the way across the exercise yard. He just screaming at me all the way, just literally breaking me down. And then we get to where the guys are all lined up, you know. There's all the guys are there. Everyone's there. Malarkey, Mark, everyone's there. They're all doing their landing formations. Now, I wasn't allowed to line up. I had to stand with my back to them because they were humiliating me because I was a week late. Now I think it was who was it? Somebody told them to make. It was Dale Dye. It was Colonel Singh. He told all the guys to not speak to me for the first couple of days, to make me feel really small and insignificant, and I had to earn my right to be there. And I'm just thinking, what the hell have I got myself into? And they're all coming around me, like literally looking me up and down. I'm not allowed to make eye contact with any of them, and there's all whispering going on, and they're just. I was hating it. Now I had my trousers bloused like a paratrooper in my boots, like I was told to do in a wardrobe fitting.
Right.
I think Freddie Joe came over to me and he just literally ripped my trousers out of my boots and said, "You don't blouse your trousers like a paratrooper. You haven't earned that yet." Oh, I felt terrible. So then I'm told to line up with all the guys, and you know, including extras. There was probably about 50, 60 guys. Now nobody was allowed to speak to me, and I was obviously I couldn't make conversations because they were ignoring me.
Did they know that you were going to be playing Popeye?
Yes, they did. They knew exactly who I was.
Okay.
You know, 2 hours previous, I was on a lovely, comfortable train coming from a theater job, and now I'm, you know, I was sat there reading reviews.
I'm gonna go play soldier.
Exactly. I thought, oh, I wonder what gun I'll get. I wonder if I'll get to throw a grenade like a really butch guy, you know? But then 2 hours late, I'm getting screamed at, and I'm just thinking, what the hell am I doing? And none of them were talking to me. Nobody would talk to me. And I remember Malarkey, I remember Scott Grimes just giving me real evil looks, and I remember hating the fact he had really ginger hair because he was giving me really horrible looks. Because lots of the other guys looked the same in uniform. I remember, right, I really hate the guy with red hair because he's staring at me.
Oh God, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just remember right. If I forget any of them, I'll remember him because the redhead one's staring at me. then it was horrible. And so none of them were talking to me. Then eventually, and because they were all in character as well, so I didn't know who was a Brit, who was American. I didn't know who. Everyone was playing their characters, which is great. But so this went on for like a day, and then eventually, in another kind of lineup for something, maybe like shower or getting some dinner, people would turn around and go, "All right, mate, my name's Phil," or my name's Ross, and I'm going, "Oh man, where are you from?" Suddenly you could come out of character going, "Yeah, hello Brit, how you doing?" And then immediately when somebody would walk past, whenever an officer walked past, just straight back into character. But no, it was quite hard. They give me a hard time the first couple of days, but I just had to get my head down and knuckle down and catch up, because they were way ahead of me in what the guys had already been doing. So it was a case of just knuckling down and getting stuck in.
Did you find it difficult to shake your accent?
Yes, to a certain extent. We had dialect coaches. The major worry, Jenna, was, you're portraying a real guy, and it's just, you don't want anything to take people's attention away from this guy's story. I mean, Popeye was from South Hill, Virginia.
Yes.
I think it was South Hill, Virginia, yeah. And so we had to get really specific, and it was worrying, but it was fun. It was a challenge, A lot of us guys were, we'd all been to drama school or whatever and done all that. So it was a confidence thing. You knew that you could do it. It's just a case of just putting the work in.
Very nice.
I'm from Wales. I'm Welsh, and I hate it when people call me English. Well, I remember working with an American girl years ago. And she was young, and she was cute. I don't think she'd ever left the States. And when I told her I was from Wales, she actually said to me, "Isn't there a fictional country with dragons flying around?"
Aww.